we came across the APEC law change, which APEC, for those that probably never ever heard of it before, one of the biggest protests that we had in New Zealand was for a trade revolution, really, for New Zealand, called TPP. And TPP has been signed, so I don't want to confuse anyone here, because these things become quite confusing because there's layers and layers. So TPP was signed by the incumbent government, and it was unilaterally signed across all parties. I think that the only ones that abstained from it were the Greens. I don't want to misrepresent any party how they acted in that process, because it was very inflammatory, and it should be. Since TPP has been signed, even though after it was signed there was a big announcement that we were going to be flooded with all of this trade and that sort of thing just before Christmas, that hasn't happened. How a free trade agreement works is basically you swap goods. It's a nothing burger. Anyway, so then the next one, which has always been in existence, which is the RCEP, which is basically a trade agreement of the Global South. For people to read a bit about it, please don't expect that we can put up the document, which is the RCEP trade agreement, because those agreements, same as TPP, they're never public, and a lot of the time the people that are even the democratic representatives in those things never get to see them. Where we're at now is we are hosting APEC, and APEC is the organisation of the Global South that is going to handle signing and negotiating and implementing RCEP. We will be hosting that from November. I can't tell you when the signing date is because I could not find that. The details are very sparse. Other governments are much more transparent and are talking about it quite a lot better, and it's more publicised, so I have to look at stuff from overseas. So this APEC will run for the whole year. It's APEC 21. And so that means that we will be hosting trade envoys, and it's all to coordinate around the yacht race and a lot of big events that we've got in a pro APEC stance. It's a way of showcasing New Zealand. It's a way of showcasing who we are and all of that sort of thing. In the negative, we're still signing a deal that no one's seen. These laws that were changed shocked the Outdoors Party because they were significant.
Yeah, the first thing with these trade agreements, what you learn at law school is that the government make the law, and you've got this lovely transparent process and everybody can submit in it. We've seen it today with the COVID law, and we've seen it again with the APEC law, that actually what you're told is not quite true. Because what happens with these trade deals is we sit here in New Zealand happily doing our thing. Meanwhile, we have overseas people negotiating all sorts of deals that impact potentially on almost all parts of our life, and that becomes binding on our government. So it's absolutely back to front, upside down from what is supposed to happen, because our government is giving away its sovereign powers effectively to this overseas agreement. It's a whole range of different things that disempowers New Zealand and makes it obliged to do what it signs up to do, basically in a contract with overseas states. So when Michael's a great researcher. He came up with this and said, hey, look, the Outdoors Party need to have a look at this. And I had a look at it too, and I went, you're absolutely right. This is just not the direction that New Zealand wants to go, because, of course, we think that we should take more control over our future and have more self-sufficiency. We shouldn't be signing away our rights.